Economics Form 2, Economics Form 2. We're looking at Lesson 3, Scarcity. So if you look at these two pictures on the cover page, on the one hand you have sunlight, which cannot be considered as scarce. It is free, it is available, it is when it comes out during the daytime, it is available, you don't need to buy it or sell it. Sunlight. On the other side, this is another free gift of nature, which are mushrooms. You can see them growing on that stick there. But in the end, you discover that they are limited in supply. They are scarce. So the sunlight is not scarce. It is freely available in abundance, but the mushrooms are scarce. So that makes a difference. So scarcity is important in economics because it is one of the main characteristics of a good or service. So we may pay for goods and services because they have utility and they are scarce. So if they are not scarce, we might not consider them, because if a good is not scarce, you will not need to buy it. It will be freely available. In fact, very freely available. The bananas, for example, are not scarce. They would be available to everybody at whatever quantity you want. The bananas will have utility. They will satisfy a want. But the fact that they are not scarce makes them freely available. So in production, in economics, nobody wants to produce bananas, because the idea behind production is that they should be consumed. And they are not consumed for free. When they are consumed, they enable the producer to continue producing. So if you produce bananas, whereas they are freely available, then nobody will buy them. That would be a terrible thing to do. So we already talked about this when we were looking at our cover pictures. We looked at the sunlight. It's a free gift. When the sun rises in the morning till it sets in the evening, it is there, available, free. There is nobody who has packaged it and is selling sunlight to people. It has never actually happened. So it is free. If you want vitamin D or you want to bask in the sun, all you need to do is come out and bask. If you want to dry items of food or your clothes, you just need to come and hang them out there in the sun. You are not paying anybody for that light. And the sun will dry them up. So that is a completely free gift, which is not scarce at all. It is not scarce. It has nothing to do with scarcity. And scarcity is anything that is limited in supply. Its supply is abundant. So on the other hand, if we look this way, and we'll see these are our mushrooms, they are free goods, no doubt. They are free goods. They are growing naturally. But the difference between them and the sunlight is that they are limited in supply. So those who eat these mushrooms will not find them everywhere. They will not find them everywhere. So the mushrooms now become scarce. They are limited in supply. So we can now consider them as economic goods, because whoever controls them, because however they will come at a price. So if we look at scarcity and supply, we look at the volume of supply. The volume of supply depends on the means of production, and these are scarce. So our means of production, land, labor, and capital, are not free. They are not just freely available like sunlight. They are scarce. They are scarce. So since supply depends on these scarce means, it means that the goods and services that result from that are supplied based on the scarce means will automatically also be scarce. They will also be scarce because they depend now on production, and production depends on the scarce means. And what does scarcity do? It compels consumers to compete for the goods. And when you compete for goods, you pay for them, and you pay even higher than you would have wanted. You understand? You pay even higher than you would have wanted. So scarcity of supply makes the consumer to be prepared to pay a higher price for the good or service. If he doesn't do it, some other person will do it and acquire the goods, because the goods are scarce. Everybody wants them. So scarcity pushes up the price and places the supply in a position of advantage. That is a very clear point. If we have this explanation, we take our normal rice importers, for example. If they discover that there is much more money in sugar, and all switch over to importing sugar, what will happen? Rice importation will drop, and rice will become scarce, and once rice is scarce, the price for rice will go up. The price for rice will go up. And then on the other side of it, sugar, which everybody is now importing, will become abundant. And once it is abundant, the prices will drop. Once it is abundant, the prices will drop. So the demand for rice, because the prices have gone up, will drop. People will start eating corn and yams and plantains. After all, maybe these other things could come cheaper. So because the prices for rice have gone up, since people are no longer importing it in quantities, the prices will go up and the demand for rice will drop. So the demand for sugar at the same time will rise because the prices are low. So you see what happens. It is all a melange of everything. Now, if we look at scarcity in relationship to demand, scarcity affects demand in two main ways. It may push up the price of the good or service and thus scare away consumers, and then demand will drop. You understand that? So how does scarcity affect demand? If a product is scarce, as we said, the price will certainly go up because there will be competition to buy it. When the price goes up, the normal thing is that people will be scared to buy at that price and they will leave it. For example, if the price of plantains suddenly shoots up, people may decide to change taste and go elsewhere, and then the price will drop. So that is what happens in economics. The other thing that scarcity may do to demand is that it may affect the resources. It may affect the resources of the consumer and limit what he can acquire. Yes. When there is scarcity and the prices for certain commodities go up, the same amount of money that you used to use to buy will drop. I mean, not drop, but it will remain the same, but the value will drop because, or you will spend too much of it on one product because the price has gone up, and you will not be able to acquire all that you used to acquire. So scarcity does limit the capacity to consume. If we look at an example here where Mr. Elonga gives his wife 2,000 francs to cook food for the day, she looks at this money and thinks that, well, if I had more, I could have bought chicken, could have made a thicker stew or whatever. But she has to make do with the money that has been given her. That is what we call scarce means, and it shows you what scarcity can do. It compels her to consume less, to give up nice things like chicken and maybe meat. and consume only vegetable. So when things are scarce, they force you, they reduce your possibility to consume. So it means that you have to choose. You have to come out with a choice. Since you cannot consume all your wants. Your wants are normally many, unlimited, but their sources are limited. So to choose, you come out with a scale of preference, because you're supposed to choose the things that you like best, and then you list them down according to how less you like each one. So you come out with a scale of preference because you have scarce means to satisfy your wants. Wants could be unlimited, but the means to satisfy them are limited. We are therefore obliged to choose some and leave others out. So that is how you come up with a scale of preference. So if you look at this example of Mr. Bilong, he starts work and they give him his first salary. So he wants to buy so many things because he needs them. He needs shoes, he needs to buy trousers, shirts, a TV set, a set of chairs for his house, another bed, a refrigerator, dining set for his house, a clock, drinking glasses, perfume, toiletries, and all those type of things. A new phone, because he wants to look new. But this salary comes only up to 500,000 francs. Yet all the things that Mr. Bilong wants, they measure up to more than 2 million francs. So what does he do? What does he do? He has to come out with a scale of preference so that he can manage his scarce means to acquire what he needs most and most urgently. So he has to come out with a scale of preference. So, and this scale of preference depends now on the choice. You must have a choice. You list your wants according to their importance. So you develop the scale of preference, because you cannot satisfy all your wants. So the scale of preference starts with the items that you need most urgently. Mr. Bilong decides that what he needs most is a bed, so he puts the bed there. Next he says, but I'm in Douala, places are too hot, I only need cold water. Let me get a refrigerator. He puts it. Let me get a TV set. I cannot be in a house and I cannot entertain myself. He puts it. Let me see whether the dining set can be used for now. Let me get some clothes. So he lists them according to his scale of preference. And you can see that he cannot list all because they will not go. He has only 500,000 francs. Only 500,000 francs in his pocket. That's the scale of preference. Now, we have seen the scale of preference. Inside the scale of preference, you have some items that move neck to neck. That is, there are alternatives that are virtually almost of equal importance, like deciding whether to buy a wristwatch or a phone. I mean, it depends on the individual, of course, because a woman might prefer to buy her rubbing oil. The husband would rather think that she should have bought something more important with the same money. So that is why the theory of the opportunity cost comes up. So the opportunity cost is also known as the real cost or the true cost of what has been forgone, so which is also known as the foregone alternative. There's the cost of the foregone alternative. So the opportunity cost is the commodity that is given up in preference to the commodity consumed. So if we have to choose between a phone and a shirt, the opportunity cost of the phone that we finally buy is the shirt that we have forgone. Is the shirt that we have forgone. The opportunity cost of the phone that we finally buy is the shirt that we have forgone. So you've seen what an opportunity cost is. So opportunity cost comes in different situations. It could occur when we have to choose between two events occurring at the same time. Say if I want to go and watch football, or say I had an invitation to attend a wedding at 1 o'clock on Tuesday. And I discovered that at 1 o'clock on Tuesday, some other occasion is coming up. What do I do? I cannot attend both at the same time, so I have to give one up. So when I give one up, it means that the one that I've given up is the opportunity cost of the one that I have attended. Now, the next aspect comes in, for example, if I want to invest and I have to make a choice of investment, I want to choose between buying a taxi or opening or selling beer. If in the end I opt for selling beer, the opportunity cost is that taxi which I did not buy. So these are all aspects of opportunity cost. I would recommend that we go to Economics, The Beginner's Companion and Economics Made Easy by Whitehead for further